#1 most powerful lobby in Washington. They're outspending oil and gas 2-1. We're fighting wars in the Middle East for oil and gas. Do you think they're fighting to get 2% of the unvaccinated kids to vaccinate? It's a couple $1 million. They want 330 million Americans lined up on a yearly basis getting currently 16 vaccines in the adult program. 270 vaccines have already been approved for sale, and there's like thousands of vaccines in trials as we speak. The future of that industry is vaccines, and it's in a population that has no choice in opting out of it. That's what's going on. So for everyone, like I get a little, everyone's like, well, New York, but what are you doing in New York? What are we doing in California? Folks, this is a world problem. This is so much bigger than New York now. This is so much bigger than New Jersey. We have got, whether or not we lose battles here and there, we have got to win this on a global scale, or we are going to lose the right to control our own bodies. And then we're just property. Then we aren't human beings.
How you doing? How you doing?
Hey. Picture with you?
Yeah, the most.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, no, go ahead.
Yeah, what's up?
You had the most kind of polarizing presentation, in my opinion.
Polarizing?
Yeah,
okay. How so?
Because you stated the facts. You had was more detailed.
Yeah.
And so my question to you is, was it something that they presented that you didn't know about?
No. No, I mean, the truth is I do this a lot. I know that they have a short book of talking points. And it's really unfortunate that our doctors are very uneducated on this issue. All they know how to do is read the literature. Essentially, they're reading the literature by the manufacturer. The ones that are going to make billions of dollars on it will tell you HPV vaccine is safe. Well, what company doesn't say their product is safe? What you have to do is start researching and reading the science, and that's what I've done. I have not just by myself, I have a team of scientists and doctors and lawyers that have been doing nothing but reading the science. When we went and met with the National Institute of Health and the CDC, we said, and I have a debate, you can see it on my website, icandecide.org. We sent all of our problems to Health and Human Services, which is our mothership of our health department, about a 37-page document that laid out with citations all of the links a lot of them I showed here and said, show us how we're wrong. This proves your vaccines aren't safe. They responded with about an 18-page document, and they cited studies. And we happen to know that they involved the FDA, the NIH, the CDC, the EPA were all involved in responding to us. So they took us very seriously, and then they sent us 18 pages. It took us about 6 or 7 months to read all of the studies they showed us, because this is about reading. This is about science, as was said. This isn't I'm not in some emotional opinion here. If I'm wrong, I want to be wrong. I'd love to be able to tell you after investigating vaccines that they're safe and effective and the good science has been done. It was hidden from us and it was in places we didn't know to look. We looked. We asked them to show it to us. They don't have it. And so then we had an 88-page response, which all of you can see on my website. It's called the Great Vaccine Debate.
So
it's over.
The question,
we have proved these things are not safe.
The question that they kept on asking throughout their presentation was, what do you have to replace vaccinations if you're speaking against vaccinations?
So my personal opinion, and this is something that I'm not a doctor, I am a journalist, so all I'm doing is investigating. If they're saying it's safe, prove to me it's safe. So all I've done is show you that they can't say it's safe. How do you raise, and it's a very good question, what do we have instead of vaccines? The truth is that my belief and the way I raise my kids is I want my kids to get these diseases. I can't tell you how much I mean this. I would fly somewhere to get my kids into the middle of measles because I've read the stats. I know what the death rate is. Healthy kids, if your kids are healthy, they don't die of measles. They just don't, historically. So I want my kids to have the measles. I want them to have the chicken pox. I want them to have the mumps because they will have, it's like buying them a Ferrari at 5 years old. They have lifelong immunity. They can walk into a burning building where everyone's got the measles and never worry about it. Whereas, if I give my kids vaccines that wear off every 5 to 10 years, they don't have immunity. They've got like a Ford Pinto. So the pharmaceutical and the doctors are trying to make me buy a Ford Pinto for my kids. I'm giving them a Ferrari. I want them to have lifelong, impenetrable immunity. And the only way you get that is by having 5 uncomfortable days of a rash on your body or a fever for a few days. I personally believe that we are healed.
You know who this is right here? This is the man right here, man. You know who this is?
I'm getting to know him right now.
I'll be, right.
Oh, you the one that did the documentary Vax?
Yeah,
I watched that documentary. That was a powerful documentary.
Powerful documentary.
And that you know, when I was watching the documentary, the examples was like real time when everybody was stating their case, and the commonality was like their child was cool, so they got the vaccinations, and then they started seeing these ailments begin to pop up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's about the facts. It's about the science. I am pro-science, and all I'm representing here is science. When they challenge me, in my opinion, I do have an opinion, but what I'm showing you is what the scientists are actually saying. I'm going to do more of that later on today. It's good meeting you, man.
All right.